Well, good Saturday morning, friends and family. I'm Letitia. I am the Crafty Curator, and I am coming back for, I believe it's my fourth installment of my 2021 WIP/Stash Parade, where I go through the Crafty Curator's Cabinet of Curiosities, I believe it was dubbed, which is basically my 16 cube storage bin system, whatever, that has all my WIPs for cross stitch and the vast majority of my stash. So this is a channel about cross stitch. I also might show my knitting, my crocheting. I might talk about a book or two. I am an avid participant in 3 different book clubs. So I read all the time. I'm part of the 2021 Goodreads challenge, where I challenge myself to read 50 books a year. And for the past 2 years, I have met that goal. So I'm constantly reading, or to be completely transparent, I listen to audiobooks while stitching. One of my absolute favorite things to do. So again, after all of that, this is a channel mainly about cross stitch. So if you are new, welcome. If you are back, one of my loyal viewers for the past 7 years, almost 7 years, welcome back. So today's installment was supposed to be just a, excuse me, my nose is itching, was supposed to be a review of bins number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, bins number 5 and 6. But while we're here, I will show you what I've worked on for the past week, as far as my active WIPs. I only worked on 2 things, one of which is what I now call my Filipino Farmers, which is a design by Cross Stitch Designs by Rinna on Etsy. I'm not going to try to pronounce the Filipino name of it, but I know it translates to Bountiful Harvest. And also my Prairie Schooler ABCs, which I have changed, not significantly. The design, the pattern, all of that is the same. The colors, all of that good stuff. The only thing that I've changed is the meaning of the alphabet. And I have worked on that pattern, that design, that project rather. I try to work on that every Friday evening during the Friday Off the Grid party, hosted by Carolyn, where you stitch every Friday evening. The party goes on from 6 p.m. to 12 p.m. and it's a whole concept of you're stitching with people literally across the world at the same time. So it's a big stitching party. So that is my Friday evening piece, where I stop whatever I've been working on for that day, week, whatever, and I work solely on that project on Friday evenings. So my Filipino Farmers, I chose that project to work on for the hashtag Stitch Asia movement that was started by Abby Bellastitch, where you stitch on an Asian themed or the project or design by an Asian designer, whatever the case may be, for the month of March, to bring awareness for the discrimination, racist acts that are being extended to our Asian brothers and sisters. And just to keep it in the forefront of our mind, because this is what we do quite often, she thought it would be a grand idea to hashtag Stitch Asia. And I agree with her. So that being said, I have been stitching on my Filipino Farmers. Excuse me, probably about to rock this camera. I don't know what's going on with my nose. Sorry. I have been stitching on Stitch Asia for the entire month. I started it, I didn't start it on March 1st, but I picked it back up on March 1st and I've been stitching on it ever since, and I'm likely going to stitch on it for the entire month, which tends to happen when I pick this project up because I love it so much that I just can't get enough of it. So after about a month, I feel like I've had my fill. I've stitched on it for close to 2 months straight in the past. Don't be fooled by the amount of progress you see. It's I don't know. It's a full coverage piece and it takes a long time. You know, you take a long time to stitch and you don't get very far. But it's about the process, right? It's not about the speed. So that being said, I'm going to try to be fancy and insert a picture of where I was the last time you saw it here. And this is where we are now. So I've gotten a lot done in this last week, mainly with filling in her shirt and her shirt sleeve, getting the shirt up here done, her hair, her face. It never ceases to amaze me. This is a bright orange. Bright orange. This is all DMC. But it never ceases to amaze me. When I pick up the bright orange, I have to do a double check to make sure that I picked out the right color because it's so bright and vibrant. I don't quite understand how that could possibly be a skin tone, but it works. It's like they're working in the sunset or they're sun-kissed, and I just absolutely love it. We have a piece hanging on the wall in our living room that is very much like this. I don't know the artist off the top of my head, but in regard to the shapes of the people, in regard to the coloring, in regard to the kind of the what's the word I'm looking for, like the collage of people. Not sure that's the right word, but hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. We have something extremely similar to this hanging in our living room right now. And if I remember, I will take a picture of it and insert it here. So that being said, this will fit in quite beautifully with our color scheme and our decor. We have a lot of ethnic, cultural art in our home, not necessarily limited to African art, but anything Asian, African, Hispanic. We just like anything with cultural themes when it comes to art. So that being said, this will fit in beautifully once it's done. But this is full coverage and I absolutely love it. This little guy or girl, or gender fluid baby, I don't know, is one of my all-time favorite needle minders. They're just so angry. They're so angry. They're pissed off. I don't know if they have a full diaper. I don't know if they're hungry, but it just brings me a lot of joy to look at their face and wonder who did it and why to them. I also finished another hand. I kind of love the gargantuan. I call them Hulk hands. I kind of like the Hulk hands, and there's another one there. So here, this is the beginning of the bottom of this woman's skirt right here, and she's holding some type of crop. I don't know what it is, but she's holding some type of crop, and that's starting there. So this is where we are. Really something. Teeny tiny stitches. This is 1/1 on 28 count. So for me, glasses are absolutely necessary, but one of my favorite projects. So that's what I'm working on, and likely what I'll be working on this afternoon once I finish visiting with all of you lovely people. And the next one is the project that I talked about. This is the Prairie Schooler ABCs. I keep referring to it as the Prairie Schooler alphabet, but from what I understand, when you look up Prairie Schooler alphabet comes up as a Christmas theme project. So this pattern is really called by the letters, meaning that there are 9 different charts with 3 letters per chart. So if you want to look this pattern up, you're looking for Prairie Schooler ABC, Prairie Schooler DEF, Prairie Schooler GHI, so on and so forth. But I always refer to it as the Prairie Schooler alphabet, and somebody kindly brought it to my attention that when they look for it, they're not finding what I'm referencing. So I just want to make sure that that's clear. And this is a big one. This is stitched 1/1 on 28 count. And actually, my Filipino farmers, I think, are 1/1 on 25 count. Now that I think about it, this is 1/1 on 28 count. And it's on a huge piece of antique white Monaco, which is one of my favorite fabrics, simply because of the weight of the fabric. It's dense, it's heavier, it just has a great feel to it. It's not flimsy at all, but it's also not stiff. Just a beautiful canvas to stitch on. So this is my, is it upside down? No. This is my progress on my ABCs. So now I'm working on D from the DEF chart. It's supposed to be D is for drum, but I've changed it to D is for diversity to keep with the theme that I have used for all the letters. A is for activism, B is for Black Lives Matter, C is for civil rights, D is for diversity. And that's kind of going to be the theme throughout this entire project. But this right here that I'm stitching on is a drum. And below here is going to be a large eagle. I posted my progress on this last night on Instagram, my Friday night party progress, so to speak. And I said between the drum and the eagle, this is like a mini Haid block, because this drum is full coverage. It's a big boy, and the eagle is quite large as well. So I'll be stitching on this block. I'm interested to see how long it will take me to finish the D block, since I only stitch on it for Friday evenings. And make no mistake, I don't stitch on it for a full 6 hours straight. I don't. This progress right here, I think before I started it, I had the drumsticks completed and a few lines of the blue at the top of the drum. Hopefully I'm getting in there. So I did the shield, these little lines down here, the beginning of this border here, and I finished up the blue lines on the drum and added some little pieces here. So I never stitch for the Friday night party. I don't stitch for a full 6 hours, obviously, because I don't know, it's the end of the work day, it's the end of the work week. I might be watching TV, having dinner, spending time with the family, whatever the case may be. I don't know, but that's what I stitch on Friday nights. Sometimes I get a lot more progress on Friday evenings than other times. Last night was a good amount of progress for me because I wasn't on my phone as much. I have a tendency to be on my phone scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through Facebook, and that takes up a lot of time where I'm not actually stitching. But last night, I stitched on it after work, and then I stopped and had dinner and all that good stuff. And then I stitched on it a little bit after that, but I was mainly listening to an audiobook while I was stitching, so I wasn't on my phone. And I always find, well, go figure, when I'm not scrolling or distracted by Instagram or Facebook, I get a lot of stitching done. So I'm kind of challenging myself to stay off of the phone, off of the computer while I'm stitching on Fridays, just to see how much I can actually get in and kind of challenge myself. But I fail every week, so whatever. It's just something that I think about. Yeah. So now we get into the bins. So next to me, I have bins number 4, bins number 5, and bins number 6. So the first one I'm going to go into is bin number 5. The first thing I'm pulling out is my little, I'll call it a Notions patch. This was a Notions pouch. This was a gift in the swag bag from the Flosstube New Jersey 2018 retreat. And I'm pretty much certain by the colors that are in here. No, I'm not either. I don't know what these are from. Yes, this is from the dancer. This is from Pearl. So these are Pearl's colors that are in this bag. This is probably the project bag that I use to keep her threads in. But just at first glance, I'm learning a lot about myself through these videos. Let me say this. I am not only a hoarder, but I'm extremely unorganized. So in this pouch with her DMC colors, I have a tube of Burt's Bees lip balm. Any guesses what I'm about to pull out next? Of course. a pair of scissors. So these are a teeny tiny pair of scissors, smaller, with this weird key ring. It's got a magnet stuck to the scissors, little magnet here. So this is, yeah. Are we keeping count? Because I should probably, somebody said in the last video or the video before that I need to take a poll of how many, there needs to be a poll of how many random pair of scissors or reading glasses that I pull out of these pouches. So this is a keychain that I got from Jamaica. She's not creepy at all. That's attached to this. That was attached to these scissors by the magnet. That's what's in here. And no glasses in this one. So these are all the colors from the dancer. So I will put that back in my master stash eventually. The next one I'm going to pull out is Wonder Woman project bag. I already know what this is. This is my beaded princess that I called, well, I didn't name her. Somebody else did. I think I don't know what I called her originally, but somebody came up with the name Erykah Beadu because she's all beads. There is no cross stitching in this piece. This is all beads. These are all her beads. I'm not sure where I got this little bead container from. I think I got it to use for a diamond painting kit because it's filled with these little individual inserts. Let's see if I can do this without making a mess. It's filled with all these little individual inserts that pop open. It's fine. It's fine. There we go. It's not like I was on a live video or anything. It's fine. That pop open like that and hold your beads and then snapshot. And as you can see from my struggle, which was quite real, they're quite secure in each of their little individual bins. Just gonna have to take my word from it. I'm not gonna test the security with one of the beads that are in here, but I have with one of the containers that have beads in it rather. But these are all the bins, and I have little markers like that because the beads are labeled numerically, so I just have little pieces of paper in there. Oh, this one is sliding around. That's fun. Number 11 is in there loosely. It's not in the container, so that's fun. I don't know which one is number 11. Hopefully, I have them all properly in order. So I don't know. But anyway, that's how my beads are stored. Let's see what's in here. In here, I have a little tacky bob that I use to hold my beads while I'm stitching. My earring fell out. Why didn't anybody tell me that happened? It's fine. Here, Ziploc storage system, again, with beading needles and some in a little container there. I typically use these to hold my thread heaven, so I don't know why that's in there. And I have a stylus. Don't know why, because this isn't a digital pattern. And here is Erykah Beadu. And I have a companion piece to this that is another beaded princess, but she is very different. Now, I have found patterns that are similar to her on Etsy that are actually cross-stitched. But this is all beading. And you can see, if I come in close, you can see how the pattern looks. Make sure not to get my sassy red lip on this fabric. You can see how it's color-coded on the pattern and how it actually looks with the beads. Some nice little sparkles there, and all of that is beaded. Gives it great texture, great feel. So this is likely, when I frame this one, I will not frame her with glass. I'm thinking, And then she has the back of her dress, which is beautifully beaded. Oh, look at that wonky bead right there. And then, yeah. So, Erykah Beadu, absolutely love her. And it's interesting because I'm not a fan of beading when it comes to beading on cross-stitched pieces, and then you have to go back and do the beading like on Mirabilias or chatelaines or whatever. That kind of annoys me because you go through... I lost my earring again. I don't know what's going on there. You go through all of the work to do the cross-stitching, and then you have to go back and do all of this beading, which is like doing it all over again to me. It's very tedious. I don't like it. I love the after effect, and it's an absolutely necessary evil, but I don't necessarily enjoy the beading process. I've tried beading as I go, but that kind of gets in the way of the stitching, and I don't know. I don't know why my stomach growls in every single Flosstube video. But this kind of beading where that's all you do, it's a different experience. I enjoy this. But it doesn't feel like I'm doing double work, if that makes sense. I don't like beading when it's double work. So that's that. Second project in here is Ink Circle's Big Ship of Life. The big red ship of life. And this is what it looks like. Gosh, why haven't I worked on this? And I am doing this in a mixture of cinders and something else. Currant. So cinders and currant. Or am I doing it all in currant? I am lying. I'm doing it all in currant by the Gentle Art Samplers. Nice, beautiful, deep burgundy variegated red. I must be doing something else in cinders. Let's see how far I've gotten. It looks like I'm doing it. This feels like a tea-dyed Monaco. No, it might be a mushroom Lugana. Might be 32 count mushroom Lugana. That's my progress. Little sock monkey needle minder. Gosh. It's like I start these things and say, never mind. All these little itty bitty starts. Somebody told me I'm not alone with the itty bitty start, so I greatly appreciate that. But I love it, and I wonder why I haven't been working on it. This is something that I absolutely can work on for #StitchAsia. Because it's inspired by antique weavings of Sumatra. So this would fit. And that's what's in here. Well, I might have to show this some love during this month. What do you guys think? I think I'm going to keep that out. I think I might show it some love. This is in one of those Amazon project bags, and my tag says it's called Jesus. So, I know what this is about. Ooh, wait, hold the phones, guys. As Tabitha Brown would say, hold your mule. Because I didn't put my threads back in. I have to be very careful with doing that with these videos. I've done that a couple of times. I might work on that today. So this one is called Jesus. This is a free pattern. Gosh, I don't recall. The free pattern is called The Names of Jesus. And I don't remember who it's by. If I dig deeply enough, I will find it. But it's a free pattern. It's probably still out there. It's on a website where all you have to do is sign up for their website and sign up for their newsletter. I'm sorry. Sign up for their newsletter and you have access to the free pattern. So I downloaded this pattern. Some random needles. I'm seeing what treats I have in here. Random needles, that's it. So I downloaded this pattern to stitch for a coworker. We both still work for the same company. We no longer work together or even in the same department. Well, we're in the same division, but not in the same department. And I haven't worked on this at all. So, but I was working on this for her. And here we have just, you know, a hodgepodge of a hat mess. But it's called The Names of Jesus. So I'm working on Prince, what's it called? Prince of Peace. That's what this is in the chartreuse color. Messiah, the Way, Redeemer, Jehovah. So it's all of the different names of Jesus that he is referred to. And it's a beautiful pattern if you like stitching words and letters. And I don't have a picture to show you. If I find it, I will upload what it's going to look like here. And this is being worked on in random colors. So here we have Cinders and Corn Husk by the Gentle Art Sampler. Gentle Art Sampler threads. And I'm also using a couple of sulkies. So I don't know when I'll get back to that. I'll get back to it eventually. And if I don't end up giving it to that coworker, which I still might do when I finish it in, you know, 2028, if I don't end up giving it to that coworker, I have plenty of friends and family that would absolutely appreciate it. Let me see here. This next one is from that same, these bags came in like a pack of 10 from Amazon. And there's a third print that comes with it. I think I talked about these bags in another video. This one is, ooh, Hidden Harbor. This is a Haid. If I recall correctly, it's a Haid kit. It is. And we have the remnants of my Fiberlicious threads from, gosh, what was that diagonal piece I did with the sunset colors and the blue? Was it Northern Expressions Needleworks Band Sampler? I don't remember the name of it. But these are the threads left over from that. Need to put those in my stash. And here are the threads. It's not as scary as it looks, guys. I promise. Here are the threads for my Haid. They are not tangled. They come on different cards, tied together with a bow, labeled like that. But they are actually looped. Oh, God. They're not tangled. They look a lot worse than they are. I know there are people cringing and clutching their pearls. Darcy, look away. Look away, friend. Look away. Just look away. Yeah. I know Darcy just like had a minor panic attack saying that. And it's fine. It's not fine, but we'll survive it, Darcy. We'll survive this together. And here is my progress on Hidden Harbor. This is a design by Andy Russell. I'll insert a picture of it here. And this is my start. Cross country. If I'm not mistaken, I don't have glasses on. I don't have glasses near me, ironically. Can't see. I think it's 10th stitch. All right, guys. I'm about to give you a treat. It's fine. Yeah, this is 10th stitch. You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome. Yeah, it's 10th stitch. So, 10th stitch, 1 over, is it 1 or 2? No, it's 2 over 1 on 25 count. And that's the beginning of it. I have some holes. I have some spaces to fill in here, here, here. I have a lot of spaces to fill in. Looks like I'm doing this cross country. I don't know. It looks like I started doing this cross country and then I changed my mind. Not sure what's going on here really. But this is an absolutely beautiful piece by Andy Russell. I love his work. I love his work specifically for Hades. Beautiful colors, beautiful landscape. Check him out on Heaven and Earth Designs if you haven't already. I know Deborah, AZ Needleworker, finished one of my favorites. I don't remember the name of that particular design, but it's like this nightscape in Southwest, and my dad lived in Albuquerque when he passed away, but that whole desert night sky, that whole Southwestern theme, it just always takes me mentally back to Albuquerque, and I have that pattern, but I haven't started it, but Deborah from AZ Needleworkers finished hers, and it's ridiculous. I've seen it in person at a Flosstube retreat. It's just amazing. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe I'm correct, she does her work in 10 stitch too for her Hades. And check her out. She has some beautiful, beautiful projects. This bag, I believe Diana made this. Diana, it is Kismet. If you know, you know. I have a thing for peacocks. And yeah, this was one of her flash sales, I believe. Yeah, I don't believe this was a gift. I believe this was a flash sale. And you can already see what's in it. This is Long Dog Samplers, St. Reatham, I think. St. Reatham. Let me hold that up a little bit longer. This is what it looks like. It's my jam. It's big. It's action-packed. Yeah. This might be a long video, guys. We're already 32 minutes in. And I still have another bin to go through. So let's see what I'm doing with this. This, I must be stitching on, I'm telling you. So here's some Beeswax Bliss. That's what's in here. I'm going to take this out. Another pair of scissors with a beautiful little sheep scissor fob. Don't remember where I got it from. Don't remember where the scissors came from. Another pair of scissors. And in here, I purchased the matching bag. And in here, I have my chosen flosses, which Gloriana Deep Blue Sea. That's what it looks like. Beautiful blues and, excuse me, beautiful blues and greens. Hopefully you can see that. You probably can't. Beautiful blues and greens. So that's what I'm using for this one. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, there you go. And here is my progress. This is a needle minder that I made that says I'm sexy and I know it, with a little pug in a thong bikini. And that's my progress. I have stitched some of the long dogs. And that's about it. So in the scheme of things, just to recap, in the scheme of things, out of this whole pattern, I've done like 3 of these little dogs. That's fine. Uh-oh, man down. Diana, did you make this bag? Chili peppers? I don't think you did. No, you didn't make this bag. I purchased this with another bag that I know I saw in here. It may not be in this bin, but I know I saw it. So this is a chili peppers bag. Again, keeping the Southwest in mind. Red chili, green chili, if you're from New Mexico or those whereabouts, you know it's a constant debate. Green chili, salsa verde. That's my jam. Yeah. So this has something with a peacock on it. Is this Papillion Creations? It is. So this is who made this bag? Does she have? I know she sold them on Etsy, but her name isn't on it. It's a beautiful bag. All right, Krynic and a highlighter, but nothing weird in that bag. So this is Birds of a Feather by Papillion Creations. You ever stitched on Papillion Creations? This had a lot more to it than I thought it did. When I mean, as far as stitching goes, beading, I was about to say celebrity stitches. No. Specialty stitches. Beading, specialty stitches. I didn't know it was as action-packed as it is. But it is. So, like, look at all the Krynic and beads and stuff. So here we have the threads that I'm using. I believe these are all DMCs. So purples, blues, yellows, golds. They are on some thread drops that Dina from Half Stitch Cross Stitch, yes, gave out at a retreat. Was it the, not Fiber Fest, what's it called? Stitch Fest. Stitch Fest in Northern Virginia. I got to meet the lovely and wonderful and hilarious Dina. Love Dina. Love her. But she gave these out to everybody, whoever wanted them. So I used these on my Papillion Creations, Birds of a Feather. I think of my friend Dina. And it is stitched on 32 count Lugana in Sprite. And here is my progress. In my Fat Cat Appreciation Club needle binder, because I appreciate a fat cat. Hopefully you can see that. I can't see what I'm showing you. So in this start, there are some specialty stitches. There's Krynic already. You can see some specialty stitches there. Krynic. Hopefully that wasn't blurry. I also feel like my scarf is about to fall off, which will be fun. Which will be fun. Because let me tell you, there's an entire situation going on up there. It's an entire situation. So if the scarf falls off, we are going to be a lot more up close and personal and comfortable. I mean, yeah, a lot more up front, personal, and closer than I intended to be in this video. Now, this bag. This is a Garon Tottenbag. Books and kitties. Come on. How could I not? This has an entire Q-snap in it. I can feel it. It also has a grime guard that I was looking for. So I must have been super lazy and just said, I'm just going to shove the entire Q-snap in this bag. But, fun fact, if you ever wondered, okay, this is a, what size is this? Is it an 8x11? I put together, yeah, it's an 8x11 Q-snap. I'll show that to you in a minute. This is a project that I've had a hard time with, and it's probably why I haven't touched it in a while. Here are my threads, jumbled. Here are my threads. We have Weeks Dye Works here. These are my spares, so to speak. This is what I need for the project. These are the ones that are actively working. Here's some DMC on a little card. So let's talk about what's going on here. So I think I talked about in one of my other videos the cable ties with the little screws that I use instead of floss rings. I get from Amazon. They are called, I don't know, but they're cable ties. Let me show you what I'm doing, that you screw in. So let me show you. So it comes like this. This is, you can get them in different lengths. This is the length I get. I would say this is about 6 or 7 inches, maybe 7 or 8 inches. And you put it together like that. You put your flosses on, slide it over the narrower end. Maybe you can get it over this end too. And then you close it up. You just screw it together and it holds all of your flosses. Benefits. This is cheaper than the metal floss rings, because the metal floss rings that we get, you might get 3 to a pack or something for I don't know how much. These you get like 30. Very inexpensive. It's flexible. It's not going to bend. It's not going to break. It's held together with the screw. And I use these as my floss rings now. Here is another little, I can't take credit for this. Someone on a Facebook group did this. These are those super cheapy little luggage ties that a lot of us use to put on our bags, on our project bags, to label what's in there, which is fine. But I also use them as thread drops. And I use them because you can write on there. You take out this little piece of plastic and it has a white piece of paper under there where you write down what your thread is. You put this end with the small hole on your floss ring or your cable tie, whatever. And here you hold your excess fabric, floss. And this is how they hang. And they're a hell of a lot cheaper than thread drops. You can get these on Amazon in surplus. You can get like 100 of these things for like $6. If you bought thread drops before, you know. If you know, you know. And with these, say for example, if I use up all my Weeks Dye Work sage, I can take this little piece of plastic out, flip it over, or insert a new piece of paper and use it again. So they're not only good for labeling your project bags, but they're also fantastic for holding your floss, and they look great. So passing the love on that one, because I saw that on some group in Facebook and I thought it was like flipping brilliant. So this is English Garden by Samplers Not Forgotten. Oh my goodness, we are 45 minutes in. Guys, I don't know if I'm going to do the second bin. I think I'm going to save that for another day because we still have a lot to go through and I'm not trying to make a 3-hour video. And I know a lot of you don't want to watch a 3-hour video. I know you would, but I think it's fun to spread out the content. Where is the page of what this looks like? Oh, here we go. This is what it looks like. Samplers Not Forgotten English Garden. Now let me tell you why I bought this. I have seen this pattern many times on 123 Stitch, which is where I got it. Seen the pattern many times. But I was at the Flosstube retreat in New Jersey, not last year, because last year was a blur. I think it was 2019. And I walked past, and I'm sorry I don't remember who it was, but I walked past somebody's table on my way to the freebie table because I was there often. And a woman was sitting there stitching this pattern. And it stopped me in my tracks because it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. It didn't do it justice. The picture, rather, doesn't do it justice. This is a gorgeous design. And she was almost done. And I believe she's in the Friday Off the Grid group because somebody posted a picture of their finished piece. And I think that it might have been her. I don't know, though. So here's my progress. Here's my problem with this design. No. Here's the problem that Letitia created with this design. I don't have a problem with the design. You can't see that white. Yeah, you can't see it. It's like a shadow. So what I have done, I have changed this white from what was called for. You can see it when you're looking at it, like right here, but holding it up, you can't see it. And it pops. You want it to pop. Like I've seen Sarah stitching this, and it looks beautiful because she chose darker fabric. I didn't choose the right fabric. And part of me wants to frog out the white and use a different color for the flower rather than frogging out the rest of it, because the rest of it works. So I'm kind of struggling with if I want to go with a different color flower, maybe one that's more yellow, or I don't know. But you see how you don't see it? It's like if you do it up close, you can see it. This is the same issue that I had with Miss Bingley's library. I messed up. I messed up because I chose the wrong fabric color, and there's all this white in Miss Bingley's library, or as I call it, Mrs. Beckett's library, where there's this huge white house and you can't even see it. So I think what I'm going to need to do is change out the color of the flowers, but I really like the white flowers. So, you know, I don't know what I want to do. I'm kind of stuck on this one. Because I love the white flowers. I love how they look, but I also don't want to frog out all of this progress, because that was a lot. So I think I'm going to have to change the color of the flower and pout about it. I don't know. Stay tuned. But for now, it sits in this beautiful project bag until Letitia figures out what she's going to do with her stitching life. This bag was a Momily bag. I want to say is this my first Momily bag? I think it was. I remember I was coming home from a trip or coming home from somewhere. Something was going on. Something was going on, and I was feeling, I was weighted down by something. And I don't remember if it was about my dad. I don't remember if it was about Joe's dad being sick before he passed away. I don't remember what it was. But we were coming home from somewhere. And I came back and there was something heavy on my spirit. And there was a package that was delivered from Emily. Maybe it was around my birthday. I think it was, because this was also the package where she sent me a mug with these two little owls that I now call me and Emily sitting on a tree branch. One of my favorite mugs. I always think of her whenever I drink out of it. It's like we're having a cup of coffee together. I just love her. And this bag was in that package. She saw the fabric and she thought of me. I mean, I remember squealing when I saw this. I mean, squealing. Yeah, and I think this was the first Momily bag that I've ever had. I purchased some, and this was actually a gift. So this was, this says according, oh, let me show you. So see, this is what I use them on, how I use them as bag tags. So there's a little piece of nail polish there. I need to clarify that that is not dirt under my nail. That is nail polish residue. Felt the need to clarify that. Thea G butterflies. So you can also use these as bag tags as well as thread drops. So this is what this looks like. Yeah. Let's see how far I've gotten. Any guesses? I was looking for these, and I know I purchased a cone of beading thread because I couldn't find these. Note to feature, Letitia, your stash of beading thread that you were looking for is in the Momely bag. Well, that's where it was. I'm taking it out now. What else is in here? A beautiful card. The card that came with the bag. This was from hashtag Sprinkle Stitchy Kindness. Yeah. Stitched with love. And it's telling me the fabric screamed my name when she saw it. So thank you again, Emily. Sweet girl. What else is in here? This was back in the day when I used to use silky thread for gridding. Again, I swear that's nail polish residue. God, my nails look horrible. Yeah, I'm typically not that girl, but yeah, they look like they're dirty and they're not. It didn't take my nail polish off all the way. So I used to grid with sulky thread. Remember back in the day when we did that? We used to grid with metallic sulky thread. Some people still do. Well, back in the day when I did that. Some people still do. Anyway, that's why that's in there. So let's see. Oh, we have an entire pack of mechanical pencils. An entire pack. Okay. This was a kit. So here are the threads. Neatly wound and labeled. And here's my progress. I think I dyed this, Ada. I did. This is on Ada. Did I dye this? What am I talking about? I did not dye this. This is, I'm a little embarrassed, but I'm going to show it anyway. Here's my start. Here's my start. I did a great job not completing my gridding or stitching. I didn't do anything. This is a nice piece of Ada, though. This is hand dyed. I didn't do this. Why did I think I did this? Or did I? Crap. I don't know. Maybe I did. I think I dyed this. I think I dyed this. Damn, I did a good job. I think I dyed this. Look at that. It's like, nice. Okay, so enough of that. I didn't do anything with this project, apparently. I never even started it. I started gridding it, and I was like, oh, never mind. Let me do something else. Speaking of dyed Ada, I fell down a rabbit hole this morning. Because of TopKnot Stitcher. I fell down a rabbit hole because she got fabrics from Fiber on a whim for Needlework Expo, and so did Garon Stitchery. And I wanted to try fabric on a whim because you can only get it through, she only sells as a wholesaler. She doesn't sell directly to the public. So I wanted to try her fabrics, and I knew I was going to get some from Garon Stitchery. But then Abby from TopKnot Stitcher gets on a video that posted this morning, and she is raving about 20 count Ada. She's raving about it because it's the equivalent of 40 count linen, but it's so much easier to see. And not only did she talk about that, but she said she got a whole bunch of hand-dyed 20 count Aida from Fiber on a Whim. So there's some haul coming in my future because I fell down a deep rabbit hole with not only hers, but also with Garon Stitchery. Because Garon Stitchery didn't have 20 count Aida, but they had Fiber on a Whim. And then she had the 20 count. That's all I have to say. So this is a beautiful project bag from Evertote. This is definitely only going to be one bin. Guys, I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go. This is one bin. So this is from Evertote, one of those wedge tote bottoms. I call them fat bottom bags, but I think she calls them wedge totes. Okay. And I love this because the black was very striking and I didn't have a black project bag. And beautiful Jacobean flower theme. I was a sucker for it. Jacobean. I don't know. But I was a sucker for it, and it's on black, and it's beautiful, and it's striking. So I don't have a tag on here, so this is going to be a surprise for both of us. As to what's in here. Let's see. I see some red and blue threads. I still don't know what this is. Oh. And it came with a little pouch. How sweet is that? This is Double Dutch sampler by somebody. Double Dutch sampler from Sampler Cove. So this is the color printout, which does not do it justice. There was some magazine, The Art of Stitching, The Gift of Stitching, something like that, where they were selling all of their digital magazines on like one download, something like that. A few years back, I took advantage of it, and Sampler Cove Double Dutch Sampler was included in one of those magazines. Now I know that they sell the pattern on 123 Stitch or different places, but that's how I have it. I have the digital copy, and this is the printout of what it looks like. The colors are muted here, but I'll show you the threads. This was another one. I know I didn't get far on this because I didn't realize, once again, that there were a bunch of specialty stitches in the border, I believe. And when I started it, I wasn't mentally in the mood to do a whole bunch of specialty stitches, so I just kind of stopped. So I know I didn't get far. Here's some more needles in case you are looking for them, Letitia. Not like you need them. You have a whole bunch of needles. And this is this the called for? It might be. I think it's the called for colors. Golds, reds, and blues. Very regal, very rich colors. Aren't they beautiful? From Gloriana. This is Antique Gold Dark. I don't know what the other two colors were about, man. Wait a minute. Midnight and Rosewood. So, not really sure what these are about. I don't know why they're here. Random. But I'm putting them all back in my little notions pouch. And this is being stitched on 36 count Zweigart linen by 36 count Edinburgh by Extra U Designs and Little Lamb. At least that's what the card, the tag in my project, my notions pouch tells me. And full disclosure again, I know I didn't get far because I remember starting this and putting it down. Let's see how not far I made it. Yeah. And this is on with the Golden Girls needle minder that I made. Itty Bitty Start Committee. Yeah. You see how it's fiddly there? I wasn't in the mood for it. It wasn't what I was expecting. I probably started it as at a time where I wanted a new start, but was looking forward to easy stitching. And this was not it. And so I put it down and put it in the project bag. And that's where it stayed ever since, apparently. It's 2:55 p.m. Now I know when my tummy is growling. Okay. So this is another project bag by Caroline. And I love this design because it's different license plates from different states, where the license plates are, there's a wink and a nod to the state that it's from, but they're also sewing related. And I say sewing, not stitching, because there's also references to quilting. So let's look at this. So we have Alaska. I did a quilt. I don't know, maybe an Alaskan can tell me what that means. I did a quilt. Georgia, Stitch My Grits, which I grew up loving Alice. So Stitch My Grits, I probably got it just for that reason. I'll be really honest with you. Arizona, Desert Stripper. Maine, Kiss My Stash. Utah, Quilty Pleasure. Colorado, Quilt With Me. Manitoba, Live Love Quilt. Maryland, Go in Peace. Quebec, Point Par Point. Oregon, So in Love. Virginia, hashtag Stinking Cute. Texas, Texas Quilter. Pennsylvania, Scrap Crazy. Newfoundland, So Happy. So this is not just license plates from the States. It's also from Canada as well. Montana's Peace Baby. New York, Calico Gals. Minnesota, Minnesota. So funny. So it has nothing to do with the state. These are just vanity plates that are sewing related. Very cute. Love that bag. So this one contains, I know what this is, my arch nemesis. I have started and stopped and started this project so many times. I can't even begin to tell you how many times I did it. I don't know what it is about this project. I love it. Oh, my nose is itching. I love it, but I start and stop it. So I didn't start it. This is the pieces, the fabric and thread that I purchased to restart it again. Yeah, this is all I got. It's just fabric and threads, and I probably should go ahead and repurpose all of this right now because I didn't even start it. But gray and pewter beads. This is what's that big one by Elizabeth Allman? You guys, I know you're saying it. More beads to go with the gray. Why did I choose pink treasure braid? I don't know. On green fabric. So pink and green. Maybe it was my future self telling me what sorority Troy was going to choose. I don't know. But her colors are pink and green for her sorority. But this was purchased years ago. So it's this very light green fabric with pink treasure braid and gray. It's not even enough to actually do it. This is Save the Stitches by Elizabeth Allman. I know what I purchased this for, but I didn't even purchase enough. I didn't even take it out the bag. I didn't purchase enough threads. Yes, I did, because it's all one color. I think I needed another color of treasure braid. Or maybe I was going to do it all one color. I don't know. That was supposed to be Save the Stitches by Elizabeth Allman. And clearly, we didn't make it very far. So this is a Garon Tottenbag. I think this was the bag of the month from, I don't know. I'm not even going to lie. I don't know what bag of the month it was from. But it was a bag of the month. My nose is really itching. This is, I know what this is. I know by the colors. So there's another, you can see how the little thread thing, the little cable thing holds DMC flosses on the little things. And it looks like I was starting to put them on the thread drops and then got lazy. This is a Carolyn Manning design. I know it is. Maybe I have a picture of it. Okay, this is 2-in-1. This is also, yeah, there's 2 projects in here. This is also Begin, the Begin row by Bent Creek. And here are the threads for that. properly displaying how the thread drops / luggage tags work. And it looks like this might be on a smaller cable tie. Yeah, you see the difference. So the smaller ones work too. But you see how beautifully they hang on those luggage tags. So this is Begin by Bent Creek. This is what it looks like. Needleminder says, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. This is my start. I haven't gotten too far. And this next one is Northern Lights by Carolyn Manning. Let me see if I have a picture here. I doubt I printed out the picture. I didn't, so I'll insert a picture here. I don't know why I did that. I'll insert a picture here of Northern Lights by Carolyn Manning. And this is started on 28 count Monaco in tea dyed. And it looks like I'm stitching 1/1. Here's my start. What is that? There's my start. See, I did it again, guys. I didn't put the double Dutch pattern away. One moment. If I was a good floss tuber, I would pause while I put all this stuff away. But I didn't. And now it makes no sense to turn back. But I do have to find, I think it was in this bag, yeah. Let me put my double Dutch back. I didn't put my butterflies back, guys. I gotta be more careful. I have to take my time. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. What's up next? All right, this is one of these bags, and according to my little tag here, it says Bellabees. So that is stuck to a sticker. The Bellas by Nora Corbett. I probably haven't gotten far. I may not have even started it. I think these are the beads and the flosses for them. I don't even think I started it. Oh no, I didn't start anything. This is just holding stuff. There's a kit from Thea Gouvenour. Dahlias. Yeah. Didn't even open it. That's pretty, huh? Drop my bag. Alright, so there's no whips in here. This is just the pattern for Bella and her kit and something stuck to that. All right. So it's a bit of a stash parade too, apparently. Right, one of my all-time favorite project bags. From So Much to Love. Little wild animals on it. I believe this is Esther's Waves. Love this bag. It is. I don't think I have a picture to show, so I will insert a picture here. So these are stitched with Fiberlicious threads that are not on any type of thread drop or anything. They're in individual Ziploc baggies, like so, like that. And I did different colors. I chose the Fiberlicious thread pack in blues, greens, and purples. And I went on Fire Mountain Gems, I believe, and purchased beads to match with them. So, to match with the colors. I'm not going to show you all of them, but that's how I store them. So, oh, and another one of my favorite needle minders I see is in here, and I think I put it in here because of his little sharp feet. I didn't want it to stay on the fabric. Little cat holding underpants, wearing underpants with underpants on his head. Okay. And I have a Merry Stitchy Christmas card from Olivia and Elena. This is from what year? Doesn't say, but apparently I couldn't bear to let go of it. I just need to put that on my wall in here, and I'm gonna. But it's in this bag. Still have it. And here is my progress on Esther's Waves. Specialty stitch goodness. I swear everything I ever learned about specialty stitches I learned from Northern Expressions needlework. These right here. Move my coffee. Guys, look at these. Jessica Stitch hearts. The bands are Jessica Stitches. Then the next band is cross stitch with beads. This is definitely beading as I go. Then you have another band of Jessica Stitch hearts. This one, chock full of mistakes, but you guys can't see them. Well, you might see it in that one. That one looks a little wonky right there compared to the others. See, this one is a little skinny. I suppose the others that are nice and full, something went terribly wrong there. The next band is cross stitch with beads. And then this is something. It's like Jessica Stitch, different types of Jessica Stitches all through it. And that's where I left off. This is a good one. Insane in the Membrane. Yeah, this one takes, it's not hard, but it takes time. Well, they all take time, don't they? But I really have to take my time with this. Like, this is something that I really need to concentrate on. It's not mindless stitching, like, by a long shot. Just making sure I put everything in there. Last bag in the bin, guys. 1 hour and 12 minutes. Was this a bag of the month? Probably. Garon Tottenbags. Bag of the month. Fun watermelon interior. This is probably like June or July or August or something. Nothing in here. No, there's something in there. But I didn't start anything. But this one comes with the story. Sorry, coffee break. I got this kit from Dying to Stitch, which, fun fact, is my favorite brick and mortar needlework shop in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And the fun fact behind this project pattern is my husband picked it out. And he didn't pick it out on purpose. We went into Dying to Stitch, and they have models all over their walls. And he enjoys looking at the models. And he's not a cross stitcher, but he has picked out many a design project for me to stitch based off of how the models looked. He picked out my By the Bay Needle Arts triptych. He picked out this one. He's picked out a number of things. He's got a very good eye when he sees them stitched, because sometimes there are things that I wouldn't look at or that I wouldn't consider, but when he pointed it out, I'm like, He's got a very good eye for stitching. Here is the Embellishment Pack. This is the Earth Gatherers by Shepherd's Bush. There is the Embellishment Pack. I'm covering up the price. See, it's got some fun charms in there. But he saw this stitched on the wall, and he absolutely loved it. So I asked for, hold up the picture here. Does not do it justice, guys. It just doesn't. Yeah. You have to see this in person. It is really amazing. It really is. And it's not, I never would have picked out a Shepherd's Bush. That's not my jam. Fully appreciate it, but it's not the type of thing that I would typically stitch. I'll say it that way. But when he pointed it out and I looked at it, I was like, that is really beautiful. And I ordered the kit through them, through Dying to Stitch. Or no, I think I tried to find it on my own. I tried to find it on my own. And I had zero luck. And then I tried to order it through them. And it took a while for them to get it through no fault of their own. And then I believe I had moved. But I didn't tell them because the order had already been placed for my old address. And I kind of forgot about it because they were still trying to get it in their shop. They finally got it. Sent me a message. I was like, absolutely, I still want it. And it didn't dawn on me that the address that they had in their system was my old address. So it was a very similar story to what happened with my threads for the quilted bees through no fault of the shop at all. The order was delayed even further because I didn't update my information. So they sent it to my old address and I had to wait for it to be forwarded to my new address. But here we are telling the story. So it was a success in the end. So it's in this bag, but I haven't started it yet. So that's that. So 1 hour and 20 minutes in. Guys, why did it take 1 hour and 20 minutes to go through one of these bins? I'm sitting here with the second bin out saying, in my mind, okay, I'm going to go ahead and film 2 bins. And yeah, that didn't happen at all. But the good news is, this easily would have been a 2-hour video if I went through this other bin. Easily. The good news is that I got reacquainted with the Big Red Ship of Life that I'm itching to stitch on now. So maybe we'll see some progress on that in the next video. Maybe we won't. We'll see how things are. In today's video, we found 2 pairs of scissors, no glasses, a pack of beads, a pack of pencils, and some beeswax bliss. If that's not a Flossmas Christmas song waiting to happen, I don't know what is. So that being said, I think we're done for the day. And I will go ahead and get this edited and uploaded for your viewing pleasure and my organizational pleasure. So I'm really happy to hear from the comments that I get both in these videos as well as when I post something on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. I'm getting a lot of comments about how much people are enjoying watching these videos. I am so glad that you do, because that was the whole purpose and the whole motivation for going through everything in the bin. As I mentioned before, I'm doing this so I can take inventory of what I have and know exactly where it is. Because I'm able to go back to these videos and say, okay, in bin number 3, I have da-da-da-da-da. Bin number 2, I know everything that's in here when I look at it. I know exactly what I have and where it is. And that is really necessary when you have stash like I do. And I probably have stash this size because I don't take inventory of what I have. And I just keep buying and buying. I'm pausing so you can hear Bella snoring. You hear that? Yeah. A little dog packs a punch. But anyway, so what I was saying was thank you guys so much for your enthusiasm and appreciation of this WIP/stash parade, because I knew that there would be people that would want to see what's in these bins. And it didn't disappoint. So thank you for making this as fun for me, as hopefully it has been for you. I am going to put the bins away and make myself something to eat because it is now 3:15. I haven't even eaten yet. I've just had coffee. So I'm going to make some lunch. Don't know what. It's a beautiful day outside. It's this funny weather right now. This past week, it was high 60s. One day it was over 70 degrees. Perfection. Sunny, beautiful, absolute perfection. Windows were opened, and now it's chilly again. And the windows are closed, but you don't want to turn the heat back on, so you just put on some sweaters and bundle up a little bit. But it's that funny space between winter and spring, which is next week. Clocks go back tomorrow. Longer days, more sunlight. I'm going to stop doing that now. But yeah, it's that funny chilly weather, but still you don't want it to be, you don't want the heat to be on because you're ready for it to be spring and you're kind of like being stubborn, and cold. So yeah, so that's, Saturday festivities. Big news from yesterday. I got poked. I got the shot. The first one, it was Pfizer. Everything is fine. I was a little tired afterwards, but I honestly think that was the end of the work week tired. No fever. I had some arm soreness. I still feel it. It kind of feels like if you lifted weights and your arm is a little sore, you feel that little, it's not like the 2 days later sore. It's like the next day kind of sore. Because, you know, you're sore the next day, but 2 days later, you're like, you need like an Advil. It's not like that. It's just a little stiff. And it's a little, it feels like it's bruised at the injection site, but no problems whatsoever. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about feeling safe, returning to normal, still with the mask on, mind you, still minding my P's and Q's, but feeling well at ease when I go to hug family members that are not able to get the shot, due to other reasons, or just being around people in general. I feel safer. And I feel like I'm being safer for others. So, but I'm still going to wear my mask, and so should you. So that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for spending an hour and 20 minutes with me. I hope you got a lot of stitching done. Let me know if you did. And I guess I'll see you guys next week, or at the latest 2 weeks from now, but it'll probably be next week. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Be kind to one another. And just be a good human. Talk to you soon.